What the Spider-Man set pics reveal about Far From Home. New set photos from the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming have found their way online, and of course, they're sparking plenty of speculation as to what Part 2 will be about. And just a heads up, if you haven't seen Avengers Infinity War, we hope you enjoy your status as a rebel, but also major spoilers up ahead, so navigate on out of here if you don't want to be spoiled on what happens in Avengers Infinity War. Despite the sad and dusty ending to Infinity War, guess what? It looks like Spidey lives, and many folks, including us and pretty much the rest of the world, figured as much. Apart from T'Challa probably coming back to life thanks to Black Panther's massive box office success, Spidey is the only solo Avenger who was guaranteed a sequel post-Avengers 4. And after the complicated rights back and forth between Sony and Marvel, it makes sense that neither company is probably too eager to change up Peter Parker again after 3 outings. This coupled with the fact that we heard months ago from Sony producer Amy Pascal that the next Spider-Man film would take place minutes after the events of Avengers 4. And these new set photos we're seeing seem to confirm that Parker is indeed feeling much better. But what exactly do we see in these pics? Well, first off, we don't see Tom Holland in his Spidey suit yet, so lower your expectations. What we do see is Tom Holland hanging out on set, holding a coffee, and chatting with a few crew members.
Whoa, that's so cool.
And that's it. There's not a whole lot to glean from the photos. Tom Holland is still in the game.
It's the greatest day of my life.
Let's go.
Okay.
But it's some other details about the photos that help us put the puzzle pieces together. Like, where is he? He's in England! Which jives with what Kevin Feige said recently when he coyly dropped that the sequel would take place in Europe as Peter hung out with friends during summer vacation. Now, which of his friends are we talking about? Schoolyard chums like Ned and MJ? Or could these be his friends from work, like maybe other resurrected Avengers?
They're friends. Yeah, like Coach Wilson and Captain America are friends.
Either would track, and to be honest, we wouldn't be surprised to see both in the film. Another clue from the photos is the building itself. According to Sophie Playley, the fiction editor who stumbled upon the set and posted the pics to Twitter, the shoot is happening inside an abandoned building. Now, shooting an interior all the way across the pond doesn't seem economical, but it's possible that it made sense to get whatever scene they needed done while in England due to scheduling. Or is there something special about this particular abandoned building in this particular town that is key to the film? We won't find out until next year. In any case, we're glad to see that Spidey will recover from his death by dusting in time to take a sweet European vacation. Way to bounce back from being murdered, Pete. You're my boy, Pete.
Oh.
As for what happens in Far From Home, we'll have to wait until 2019 after Avengers 4 hits theaters to find out whether Peter Parker decides to wait in line for the touristy stuff or just swing directly into Buckingham Palace through a window. But what do you folks think? Are you excited to see Spidey's summer vacay, or were you hoping that Miles Morales would take over? And do you think that they have therapists for superheroes that got turned to dust and then reanimated into corporeal form? Let's discuss. Be sure to like, subscribe, and mash that little bell to get notified every time we drop a video or go live with a show, like today with the latest episode of The Dan Cave. Just in time for Independence Day, Dan is breaking down the worst ways to celebrate the 4th of July in movies. Happy birthday, America.